What's up? Welcome back to the Moretako encounter. We were talking a little bit about my trip to Nashville on our last segment, our last show. And I wanted to bring up a brand new segment, and it's directly weaves into what we had been talking about. Our new segment is titled The Horrors Persist. Invented by Kate's Creations and Nico's sexy shirt. So
I just did like the little hook.
look at
I'm gonna get
that.
That
is a horror.
cutoff.
That is a horror
It's gonna turn
that
into a cutoff.
persists.
Hell yeah.
So
I just gotta lose some LBs.
This
This would be a nice cutoff.
this is one of our boy Nico's favorite little sayings, and horrors persist is just about all these things that frickin' wreck you. And guess what? I'm sure all of you out there, the three of us, the four of us with producer Jean, we have
Don't forget the accent.
we all have things that just either mentally, emotionally destroy it. They just win. You just can't win. And this is connected to my trip to Nashville. Whether you guys can tell or not, I am under the weather. I was sick as a dog yesterday. And one of the horrors that persists in my life is hotels.
I was gonna ask you about that.
Interesting and true fact. I get sick every time I stay in a hotel. Without fail, if I don't sleep with a pillow over my face,
Suffocation.
basically.
No breathing.
And
Don't give a fuck.
if I cut my arm bleeding.
Thank you.
That was good, dude. I like every bit of that.
Unplanned.
So
Yeah.
but dead serious. I know it sounds like a really weird thing.
That is kind of weird.
There's something about that's why the horrors persist, man. It's something about hotels and their temperature.
Yeah.
Every time I'm in a hotel, I am freezing dang cold.
Oh, that's
Every
the best.
time.
It's the
And
best.
some people love that. And
Yeah.
I obviously am very temperature sensitive. And what happens is my breathing at night when I'm sleeping in the hotel gets super, like I can feel that I'm breathing cold air. I know it sounds weird. And so one of the reasons I sleep with either a blanket kind of like up above my nose and my face or with a pillow somewhat over my face is to warm the air that I'm breathing in. And I know this sounds like the most bizarre thing of all time. And it's because I'm a freak. I'm probably a mutant or something. Genuine, true story. I get sick consistently staying in hotels. Do not get sick at Airbnbs. Do not get sick guaranteed on vacation. It's not an environmental thing. It's from hotels. The horrors persist, man. And I don't know why.
That's interesting.
Who sleeps closer to the window or the air conditioning unit? Is always
I typically sleep closer to the window because my beautiful wife wants to sleep closer. And the sweat drops down my balls.
He almost said He almost
Well, and that's the more talk. I'm just kidding.
Wrap it.
No, I typically sleep
Well,
close to the
nice.
window.
You know what's requirement for the men to sleep closer to the door?
It should be.
well, but in hotels,
Security.
that makes a lot of sense. But unfortunately, that logic is sound. One of the things, but my wife always likes sleeping closer to the bathroom. So that is also, and,
That makes
and
sense, too.
sometimes
That's in
those
my
don't,
house,
those aren't
bathroom.
the same, because like in the hotel we stayed in, the bathroom was closer to the door, and we were on like kind of the other side of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I also so my beautiful wife has preferences. I think now, like we didn't even have the discussion when we walked in the hotel room. I don't know what it's like for you guys, but like sometimes at the beginning of a relationship, you're with somebody, you walk into a new place, you'd be like, oh, do you want this side or that side? And eventually you just know. You're like, I'm
Right.
over there. I
Right.
know I'm over there because
Yeah.
my wife wants this. And so I just beelined right to the furthest away from the bathroom, from the door, furthest away from the TV, furthest away from society. Honestly, I slept in a different room. But
It was a 2-bedroom hotel room.
2-bedroom hotel room
She got the
for
suite.
me.
Oh,
She's
for
like,
sure.
I upgraded to the suite, babe.
You get the
sleep-
couch.
can
Yeah,
sleep
you're
in
sleeping in
there.
the bathtub.
My wife would probably do that. She wants us to have a king size bed. I'm a cuddler. She was a cuddler. Then we got married, and she stopped being a cuddler.
What'd you do?
Dude, Kate
Great
and I
question.
don't
Great question.
touch when we sleep.
Yes,
Diff-
we've
No,
talked
we
about
do
this
not.
before.
Different
We do not.
blankets,
We've talked about this before.
different. We're almost a different atmosphere.
We have 3 blankets. 1 we share and 2 separate.
Whoa, that's too many blankets.
It is, but we go
This
to,
is
we go to sleep under the same blanket, but eventually end with our own.
Yeah, more friendly.
So it's like one of those things where it's like we go to bed knowing that we're in bed together, but
Yeah.
we never.
I
end up
would
on the same
cut-
no.
I am built from a different Liz is
Can
built
you
in your
more of
mold.
Which one?
I'm built from
Knob,
a
the knob?
different mold
Yeah.
from all of you guys.
Not the cock, just the knob.
I would
Sorry, part of my reach.
Excuse me. Just gonna get the cock.
I would
Put that left hand on it.
I've always been a cuddler. I would cuddle all night. Now I can't as much because my back is bad, and like if I sleep on my side and stuff, my back wakes up all jacked up. But like I'm a cuddler. I always want to like I still remember I'm a sentimental guy. I remember like her falling asleep in my nook. Do you know what I'm talking about? And all that kind of stuff. And like I still
Not the tablet.
no,
Yeah, not that.
Not-
different nook.
not even the Kindle.
Not the nookie.
The
We did it all for the.
What's up with the songs?
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of weird today.
Yeah.
It is. You could take that cookie.
Shove it up your.
Pants.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got super sick. Yesterday I was sick as a dog. And
What is that term? Sick as a
I-
dog.
Get the fuck out of my head, dude.
Yeah, like,
Stop it.
I don't know.
Why-
I have
where,
two-
does,
I have-
where does it come from?
Yeah, I have 2 dogs, and when they're sick, they're kind of just fine.
dude, I never even seen him sick.
Yeah, exactly.
Do
So-
dogs get sick?
I don't know.
Should be called sick as me.
Yeah, sick as Eric.
Do they say in a hotel?
We're changing it.
Sick as a hotel.
We're changing the term. No more sick as a dog. Sick,
Sick
as
as
Eric.
Eric.
And
It
which
just
is
doesn't make
ironic
any-
because I'm not often that sick
Yeah, it
person.
just doesn't make
Except
it-
for my kryptonite hotels.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. The term is a silly term, and we're getting rid of it.
There's
Well,
there's
I
a
feel-
lot of figures. of
I'm
speech
taking
that I like
offense to dogs because raining cats and dogs. Why are dogs
Yeah,
always
like
brought into this?
Who made that
that. Why
up?
not raining squirrels and ferrets?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like squirrels do rain down from the sky sometimes.
yeah. It's more likely than a cat or a dog.
Why not raining goose poop?
Yeah, or about raining water, bro. What's the fucking difference? With those
Dude.
analogies.
Dude, it's like raining water out there.
Yeah, it's so wet outside. Like I don't get it. Like who made this shit up? I feel like it's like all like who made it up?
Analogies are awesome though.
Doc-
I love analogies.
Yeah, good ones. Dr.
Ones
Seuss
that
made
make
this shit
sense.
I
Yeah,
think
one
it's-
fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
up. Yeah. Who is this guy?
Yeah.
I think the girls just did a.
It was Dr. Seuss week.
yeah,
they're
Dr.
old
Seuss
school.
week.
Something
Yeah.
about
Not
flashlights
just
or some
at- Not just
Yeah.
for, it was for my little guy too.
Oh, really?
Dr. Seuss week at all the schools.
Yeah, across the
shit.
network.
Was it like his birthday or something?
I don't know, dude. Wasn't
It had to
did,
have
Didn't
Oh.
they decide that guy was like super racist or something? too? I don't know. I'm dead
They
serious.
tried canceling him like not.
I'm
yeah,
dead
they
serious.
tried
I'm
Really?
canceling him a
dead
couple-
serious. Like
yeah.
it was like a year or
Sean,
two ago.
Yeah, they canceled.
Producer
canceled-
Jean.
It's got to be Dr. Seuss's birthday.
What was a book that they sold out like, to find the book? I forgot which one they pulled off the shelves.
Green eggs and ham.
Some shit like that.
Dude,
They pulled a book off the shelves that is no longer.
why
allowed to
are
be
they
made.
hating on Pink Ham?
They pulled that book off the shelves, but there's some other books
Smut.
on shelves that
There's
should
another
not be.
smut.
Yeah,
See,
there you go.
go.
March 2nd.
It had to
So-
have been something.
Here's an analogy. We've gone off the rails. The rails are way over there.
Bring back the segment. Say the
No,
segment
no,
again. What segment are we in?
Persists. Just so you guys know, there's going to be weird voices that come with the segments.
All
That's
from
just-
Eric.
Just
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah,
I'm
we
a weird
can't-
voice person.
Yeah, we can't do them.
So anyway, yeah, one of the horrors that persists for me is hotels, kryptonites, and that was a little bit, kind of an ending to my weekend. It was a great time in Nashville. Good things, bad things, highs, lows. We did decide in our break, and we want to shout this out to all our Nashville viewers. We decided we're taking a dude's trip to Nashville. I'm giving Nashville a second chance. I'm giving them a round 2. We're going to do some hockey games right into hanging out on Broadway. And if any of you guys are out in Nashville, when we come down, we want to hang with you. We're going to change this up, and we're going to do a straight up. This was Joe's idea. We're going to do a straight up comparison between Nashville and Vegas. Highs and lows on both ends. And we're going to make it fair. We're going to go to a Blackhawks, hometown Chicago,
Connor Bedard.
Yep.
Let's go.
Blackhawks Predators game, and then Nico suggested we could do a Blackhawks Golden Knights game. But even if we went to like a Vegas Raiders game, I feel like
dude,
a Bears
Golden
Raiders
Knights.
game.
The Golden Knights have one of the best like logos or.
They're so cool.
It's fire.
Did you?
They're so cool, and
Kinda off the
it's
top.
just cool.
Did you guys see the proposed Las Vegas A's baseball stadium?
Oh,
I did not see the stadium.
They keep outdoing themselves. I mean, Vegas is
Dude,
where you want to.
It just makes sense to. It honestly makes so much sense. To have
Aren't the
every
Warriors
team
going to
in
move down
Vegas.
there?
But it's
weren't they
hard.
talking about the Warriors
I
going
will
down
say-
there at some point?
I will say
Really?
it's hard because Oakland is it's all about funding,
Yeah.
and the Warriors play in Oakland too, even though they're
Yeah.
the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And they kind of say
Yeah.
they're from San Francisco, whereas Oakland is very
Francisco.
San Francisco tree.
That was actually Joe's
I remember
voice.
was Rice or something? Rice Aroni?
Yeah, Rice.
Yeah, but
yeah,
they're
Rice.
changing their
Aroni.
image.
Is that still a thing?
It should be. Anyway, I have not seen that, but one thing I do fear for baseball in Vegas, like football, colder time of the year, and it's a dome.
Yeah.
I believe it's a dome. Golden Knights, hockey in Vegas, it's just that magical mix that works.
Yeah.
You go into a cold stadium wearing shorts, but it's a welcome cool, and then you go back out into the heat
And die.
I was gonna say
Ouch, dude.
hang out and have fun,
No.
I feel like
We
it's
die.
a good merge.
Yeah.
Baseball in Vegas, like July outside in Vegas. I
Nightmare.
don't know that's a great idea unless it's a dome.
Once you see their design,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a half dome.
Okay.
So that it's like a canopy going over the entire field.
That's pretty cool.
It's kind of cool looking.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. It is a really cool looking idea.
Mm.
But it's not going to be dome. It's going to be open air.
Damn.
So it's going to be a little warm. But I mean, the shade out there.
Yeah.
Does it?
A lot of that could be just sun heat.
That's what I'm saying. If it's just sun heat and you get that,
So it's a dry heat, as the experts say.
Do the
or the
Diamondbacks
natives.
do the Diamondbacks play outside? And the
No.
Diamondbacks
No, they don't.
have that epic. I only know from
Really?
watching playoff baseball.
It's dome.
They
Is it
have
dome?
they have those epic pools in the outfield. You could hit a home run into the pool, and people are like in their like
Thongs. Oh no, sorry.
What is
I'm
going
sure.
on over there?
I got aggressive there for a minute.
Man.
we need to talk to Joe's wife. And just make sure things are going well. on that
Sorry,
front.
I got it real aggressive. There for a minute.
No, but I feel like they got pools and like
Pour
the
this back in
outfield
the bottle,
in those.
I'll take it.
There you go.
And so like yeah, you can do some cool stuff with that. So you've
Yeah.
seen this.
I saw a proposed.
schematics.
Yeah,
Stuff like that?
it looks pretty cool.
That's sick.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Nice.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to deter you from.
No,
where we're
there's
going as
no-
far as
I'm trying
trips
to like
and-
honestly, I'm trying to like have a conversation with you guys and fill in the segment of the horrors persist.
Yeah, I'm
for
trying to
me.
get back to that too. That was my bad.
Well,
Struggling a bit.
yeah, I mean,
You know what?
we don't all need to share.
No, I
a
got
ho-
one.
a
I got
horrors
one.
that
I got
persist.
one.
Okay, we don't all need
Sorry, I'm gonna do it.
All right.
The horrors persist for me.
That looked pretty serious.
something random.
Yeah.
It's
Like
kind
a
of random.
hotel.
It's people.
That's not random.
So
People are horrified.
Yeah,
and,
so-
they do persist.
So let me expand on my comment there. So talked about it previously about the Arnold, right? Going there, and I dealt with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay, so my responsibility was passing out protein bars and ready to drink pre-workouts as part of our pass out for the booth. So the Arnold is a 3-day event, and I can't tell you the amount of greed from some people, right? Like I get it. Like depending on the package that you bought to get into the Arnold, it could have been somewhat pricey. Let's just say bare minimum package 3-day, you're looking at $200 to get in, right? So you want to get your money's worth, which I fully understand. But for me, I'm not a greedy person. I almost like feel embarrassed when it comes to like certain things. Like, I don't know. I had people in line 5, 6, 7 times.
To get a
To get
free
more
protein
free.
bar. So they wanted 7 of your protein bars.
Yeah, which they're phenomenal. So I get it.
they are pretty good.
They're fire.
Yeah.
So like I get that, but
And you have, if they get back in line, you have to give it to them again.
well, yeah. At one point, like at a certain point, you start like remembering faces, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna dive into more of the people
One
side
guy
of it.
turns his hat forward.
Yeah, yeah,
One guy puts his
yeah. Dude
sweatshirt
shaved
on.
his beard off
Yeah.
just so he didn't
We were-
like
we were
mix in.
We were talking about malls, and we should actually bust that out sometime.
Yeah.
'Cause that would be a great segment.
So like to the point where I like looked over at someone and I'm like, I've seen this person up here 5 times. Next time, I'm cutting them off. They're done. And I never saw them again, fortunately. But it's not just from like that side of it. So I drove, right? So Columbus from where we live is about 6.5 hours ish. There are so many stupid people on the road. Like, just oblivious to the fact that others are around you, driving under the speed limit. I didn't see a lot of speeders, but like, there's people just clueless about life.
Because you went through Indiana.
I did. It was a long stretch of Indiana.
Ohio is not great either. We took
Yeah.
a trip to New York and drove through Ohio. And Ohio
expressways are,
yeah.
it's like,
It's a
hey,
mess.
your exit's coming. Oh, here it is. And you gotta like
Go around
get off.
Cleveland and you like literally whip around the lake. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a shit
It's
show.
crazy.
So like the horror persists for me is people. And honestly,
What's the most broad category of all time?
Honestly, what's made people worse was COVID.
I
People
can give you that.
people have lost their wherewithal of their surroundings. They like don't get it. Like you just can't stop in the middle of the. Here's a great example. I'll give you an example here. So we're passing out this shit at the Arnold, right? And I have a line that's 200 feet long, right? There's people everywhere. And people walk up, skip the whole line, like, hey, what are you giving away? I'm like, hey, protein bars. Get to the back of the line. You see all these people standing here? Think you're standing for fun? I'm like, you're 201.
Yeah.
Get to the back. They're like, oh, all right. And they
Can I get
back
one of those while I wait?
Yeah, I'm like, how the fuck don't you see all these people standing here? How do you not see that?
I would go to what you were saying. People's awareness of each other, and honestly,
Gone.
in some kind of ways, it's almost like compassion. Like people's compassion. What's the saying we've been talking about analogies and rocket things? It's like when things are difficult. What's that saying where you bring things closer and you like. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's like where you bring things, you keep everything in house and closer to the nest. Isn't there some kind of thing? Whatever.
I know what you're saying.
Vocabulary is the
there's
horror.
there's
that
a figure of
persists.
speech that talks about how people are bringing it.
Yeah. No,
It's
I know what
almost
you
like
mean.
this selfishness thing, or keep it in the inner circle
Yeah.
and keep things away. And like so, these levels of compassion that we used to have for each other as a society, now it's kind of, and COVID helped that, stay away from me. Or what do you mean I can't jump to the front of the line? Like, I'm important.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you know?
That goes
My
back.
name is Philip.
Yeah, that goes back to a couple of podcasts ago about being entitled and all that good stuff. Even people passing me, they're like, "Oh, well, what are you giving away here?" I'm like, and I tell them like, what do I have to do to get it? I'm like, well, you got to sign up for our newsletter. It's like 5 lines. It's like, I'm not doing that. Well, then you don't get a bar.
Yeah.
It's really that simple. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not asking you for like your social, your blood type. I don't want you to do 10 push-ups. Like, I don't need
You should do those
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
That's great.
You get a protein bar if your calves are bigger than mine. Like, that's not going to work.
Nobody's
Like,
gonna get a fucking protein bar.
yeah,
then.
no one's getting bars.
Yeah.
Very few.
No. There's somebody related to him that's getting.
Speaking of
Those
calves.
are quads.
Yeah,
She can do a backflip right now.
Speaking
standing.
of calves, I will give this to, I mentioned this earlier, that Arms Race Nutrition, every single ambassador has good calves.
So that's
Pre-
pre-rec.
Pre-rec. That's probably how I got in.
Yep.
The
Looked
calves.
He looked at your legs.
I got good calf
Nice.
genetics.
Nice. They're like, we want him to be an ambassador, but
He has to
okay,
wear
he's
Yeah,
shorts.
you're in.
He's
He has to wear
Oh,
shorts.
yeah, that's it.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, that would be my the horrors persist for me is ignorant,
There's many horrors that persist.
Yeah.
but that's a big one
ignorant,
that you've just dealt with.
ignorant, entitled, clueless people.
That's hard.
Person. Maybe a person is better. Because people's like a group,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, a clueless,
person.
ignorant person
Person.
who puts themselves on a pedestal.
If I could rewind several minutes, I would say my horror persist is a person, not people.
Got it.
Anyway,
But a specific type of people. Those people were.
yeah, stupid idiots. Those are the people I don't like.
If you consider yourself stupid and an idiot, the horrors persist for you.
Please contact us to be on our show.
Yeah.
How about you, Nico? Do you have something? Is there something off the rails or something that just is your kryptonite? It's one of your horrors persist. Maybe not, because when the horrors persist for you, what do you do?
So do I. So do
He
I.
does too.
No,
He does too.
as far as you two touch base, and not even like a horror of mine, but I have a quirk or a habit, and I'm combining both of your stories because you kind of both touch base on it. When I go into a restaurant with my wife, and she knows this, I have to be facing the door. That's my place. So how you're talking about your place in a hotel, she just knows in proximity to the door, no matter where we're sitting, I have to be facing it. I have to be facing the exit and or door because I need to be able to see people coming in and out. It's like situational awareness. That's just the way I go. Because I don't trust those fucking people. That's what it is. Because I don't trust people anymore. Because those people are just idiots, and that's just where we are at in society. I need to see exits. I need to see who's coming in, who's coming out. I need to see who's looking sketchy. Maybe I'm one of those doomsday preppers. I don't know. But both of you touch base on one of my quirks when I go into a restaurant. She knows exactly. And I'm left-handed, so she can't sit on my left side.
That's funny. It's like we as guys, I think we're kind of designed to do things as protectors. And now that you mentioned, like, oh, you always sleep towards the door in a hotel, I'm like, dang it, I don't. But now I feel like I have to. I feel like I'm sitting on the side closer to the bathroom because it's closer to the door.
But I will help your situation on that. My wife sleeps closer to the door technically, but there's a bathroom right there. But I have a better vantage point.
Yeah.
So if somebody's coming up,
I can see around the wall.
Yeah. So if somebody's coming up the stairs, I see the stairs before she does. The dogs are there. You have to. First of all, if you get through my dogs, good for you.
Yeah.
Then if you get through me, okay. But you have to go through a rigmarole of assholes to get to my family.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I will back you up on that and say maybe it's a vantage point thing.
It could be.
House.
I'll tell you.
Good movie.
I'll tell you.
Vantage Point. Good movie.
So
Dennis Quaid.
now we live in this kind of unique society where now granted, we as guys, at least the three of us, the four of us, I think we're kind of like wired up to do things a certain way. I have always walked street side.
Yes.
I always walk street side, and I have my wife and kids towards the
safe zone,
the building, or towards
that's a form
the
of
house
chivalry too,
or
though.
whatever.
That's a form of chivalry.
For sure. But now it's like, what's scarier? Somebody busting out of that building, somebody driving this car. Like, we're in kind of almost like a messy situation in society because things have changed so much.
And that's like walking against traffic.
Yeah.
You got to see the traffic coming at you. It's just little things like that.
Yeah,
that
and
we do naturally as men.
Well,
But a lot of those were accident driven. Now it's like, we're not worried about what accidents could happen. We're worried about intentions.
Yeah,
of
so
other
we need to
people.
react.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a great example. I actually I was telling Jean this earlier. I hate to keep bringing it up, but at the Arnold, right? So like, there's a lot of people there, and a lot of people that worked our booth with us are like, I'm not gonna say like Instagram famous, but they have followers, right? And so I'm sitting there, and the expo's dying down, and this one fella comes up, and he's like, "Hey, is so and so here?" And this dude's is a big boy, right? Probably like his 50s, closer to 60, but he's like 6'6". Like he's a big, like heavier fella, like just a lot of girth. And he's like, "Is so and so here?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, where is she?" And I'm like, immediately, like my guard went up.
If you don't know where she is or who she is, then I'm not telling you exactly who she is.
And literally, she's standing like this far away from,
no.
so like he's like here, and she's over here, and he's like, "Yeah, well, where is she?" I'm like, "Yeah, she's like right over here." I'm like, "Well, like what can I help you with?" He's like, "I just want to like talk to her." And I'm like, "Well, cool." I'm like, "Well,
No.
she's talking to a bunch of people right now." I'm like, "She'll free up." And he's like, "I'll wait." And he's just standing there like real shady. And I'm like,
She's next to Arnold. Go find him.
yeah. I'm like now like my guard's up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I just met this lady this weekend, right? A few hours prior to this incident. So I'm like, I don't care who it is, right? Like my guard's up. So he's just like chilling there. And like I said, it's towards the end of the expo, and it's like, it's pretty quiet. So I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, "Can I help you with something? Like, do you want me to go get her? I can like walk her over here. So like we're all good.
We're
Like
all together.
yeah, we're all together in this giant group of people." He's like, "No, I'll wait." And I'm like, "Oh, motherfucker." Like,
Is he going to
there.
follow her home from the show?
Yeah,
These
yeah.
things start dominoing through your
Yeah.
head.
So like So finally she breaks away and she comes on over, and like I felt like it was more of my obligation to introduce them together. So like it wasn't like letting him go and
It was like
find
creeper
Yeah.
following her.
yeah, letting him go find her on his own. So like I introduced them. I'm like, hey, I'm like this fella's like looking for you, like whatever. And I'm like sitting there like wide eyed, like ready to pounce on this boy.
Yeah.
And end up being chill. Like he ends up knowing someone that's like really close with her. Like he ends up being like a really close mutual friend, and they end up being cool. Like, and it was a cool ending to the story. Like they were fine, and he wasn't super weird at that point.
As a guy, lead with that. Like, hey,
Yeah.
it's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Instead of like,
you could
is
say
she around?
you could say it's a
rubbing his fucking
Yeah.
belly button.
Where's she staying at?
There you go.
Yeah.
You
So,
could say
like-
we have a mutual friend, and I've always wanted to meet him.
Yeah. So like I'm just kind of on high alert. I'm like, do I have to try to jump on this big boy's back and like take him down because he's a psychopath? Because there's just those weirdos out there, and that
Yeah.
kind of goes back to what we
Take out
talked
the
about.
knees.
Yeah, right at the knees.
Take out the
Dude,
knees.
I'll get 'em.
They're not getting up.
I'll get him, bro.
Yeah,
But,
because you know what you can't do without legs? Run.
Uh-oh.
Can't run without them.
Call back. That's a callback.
You can roll, bro. You can roll.
That's a callback.
Just saying. Can't run
Yeah,
without
but
'em.
think about it. If he attacks her and I had no arms,
What are you gonna
what
do?
would I do?
You kick him with your legs.
Barely. He's tall.
Yeah, but you kick him in the
Dude,
knee.
sweet chin.
You Shawn Michaels
You know,
him.
but you
Sweet chin.
but you know what you need in order to perform that move? Legs.
That's true.
You need legs to perform this.
You know what I would do?
He
But
I'm winning this.
have you guys seen the movie Lady in the Water?
no.
No,
M.
and I'm
Night-
not interested.
M. Night Shyamalan movie.
M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong? Yeah.
It's a goofy movie. And there's a dude, and ironically it's about a bunch of people who live in a hotel.
With no arms and no legs.
No,
Staring at the door.
there's a guy who lives. There's one of the guys who lives in the hotel.
What's it called?
Lady in the Water.
Okay.
And what's
Next review maybe.
No, we already got one.
Oh, shit, we did. Sorry,
Bryce
okay.
Dallas Howard is in it. Paul Giamatti is in it. It's got some good
Isn't that
actors.
the one that in Jurassic World? The redhead?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway,
I
there's
wouldn't know.
one dude who lives in the hotel, and he
Good point.
incessantly lifts weights with one arm. So all the people who live in this hotel kind of have like
Quirks?
superhero powers,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Or like quirks or
I've
something.
never, how come I never heard of this movie?
And he only lifts with one arm, and his one arm is a cannon. Like
So he has
like
like
this-
one like girthy
he
arm.
has one
and then, like, one,
monstrous. It looks like something out of a comic book. One monstrous arm, and then one not
scary movie arm.
not one shriveled bad arm.
It's my strong hand.
The other arm is just normal. And so this dude, if you had an arm like this, you could just friggin' jack somebody in the face
Whoa,
with your wheelchair.
I thought I was going somewhere else.
No.
Yeah.
and that's why your wife didn't want to be down
Dude,
here.
yeah.
Life's too
And
I'm gonna
hard.
she
tell- I'm gonna
left.
tell you right now, it may be Nico's birthday, but Joe needs a birthday dance. Let's just be honest with that, because this dude,
He's in a long week away.
honestly, you would think this dude was at the Arnold for 6 months. This dude,
What is on your mind?
have you guys heard a constant thrumming against the bottom
it just,
of the bar?
It just goes south real fast. Or north, I guess, if you think about it.
Oh my gosh.
From south to north.
The due north.
Yeah.
Due north.
Don't go on Twitter.
Hang on. Name it again, movie?
Lady in the Water.
Lady in the Water. We need to check that out. Maybe we should
Yeah.
review it for our viewers. M. Night Shyamalan, we all know M. Night Shyamalan. Some killer movies and some absolute bizarre. I actually love Lady in the Water because it's bizarre. Do not go into it expecting like Signs or Sixth Sense or something like do not expect suspense on that level. Expect like The Village, and some of it's more like goofy, quirky, entertaining suspense.
What did you
movies.
think of this episode's probably gonna go a little bit longer. What did you guys think of The Village?
I love the concept of The Village.
Yeah.
Yeah, because to me, I think it's always, first of all, you guys know, we actually think all of us take great interest in like documentaries and stuff like that on cults and like weird groups and what makes people act the way they do, what makes people devolve after COVID and lack their compassion. And so The Village, deals with kind of a puritanistic, what do they live in, like a natural park or like They live in some
Not like a
forest,
reserve
yeah,
or anything.
maybe
Some
a
of that
forest
nature,
reserve,
yeah.
preserve or something like that. And they live somewhere, and they're sheltered from the rest of society. And look at what gets created.
Well,
from
yeah.
Spoiler: I just spoiled the entire movie. By the way. If you haven't seen The Village, I just spoiled it for you.
Don't bother.
M.
So-
Night Shyamalan, you didn't spoil
Shyamalan.
anything.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
but it's crazy because if you watch that movie, you think it's like in this way set back
you
times.
think it's in like
You would think,
1740s or
Yeah.
something.
like all of a sudden, like this Honda Civic pulls up.
1987.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're in this puritanistic, like
Yeah.
crazy, like little village off in this preserve, and they use these monsters and terrors to scare people into not leaving their society because what they were all part of some kind of religious group that wanted to segregate from
Yeah.
the world, and they thought the world was corrupted and all this kind of. I mean, in modern day terms, they were a cult. Like in
Yeah.
modern day terms, they
Yeah.
took
I would think so.
they took what they believed to be true and twisted it and created a group off of it and then ran with it. you
Yeah,
know?
that's a good point.
I thought it was interesting in that concept.
I think that when you brought up the don't go into a movie thinking anything of it, I think everybody should just watch a movie and just be entertained by it. I mean,
Yeah.
you any movie you watch, unless it's based on true events, and even that's loosely a loose term. Watch a movie for what it is. You don't necessarily, I can relate, or that's very realistic. Are you entertained? I feel like I'm Gladiator here.
Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
I like that.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Did you watch it for 2 hours? At the end of it, do you feel some sort of emotion, whether it's good, bad? Are you feeling something towards that movie? Was it worth your time?
Well, yeah.
Did you get out of it what the director and or author, writer, whatever, did you get what they intended? And did you enjoy the story?
Well, shit.
Who
I think
cares
even
if it was fucking
I
I
good?
think even good or bad. Like even
That's
if
what
you
I'm
look
saying.
at you look at Fire in the Sky, like we talk shit about it, but like we've honestly talked about it for weeks now.
It was worth it.
We've talked about
was
it for
worth it.
weeks.
Yeah.
Whether we thought it was good or
It
bad,
was
we've talked about it
atrocious.
for a month straight.
But yeah,
He's gonna wear that shirt every day for the next month. So
Oh.
it's gonna.
That's my next tattoo.
Hey,
on
John,
my fucking chest, bro.
Let's do like a body composition. And I want you to see like me like conform to this shirt over time and see it fade and just the
Yeah.
stages of this shirt.
I'm pretty sure his nipples will not bleed when that shirt.
Do not yell that
You're-
in a
that's-
gym.
That story, I realized that story was not.
It was
did
not
take
on
place in the
camera.
show, but it
It
doesn't
was
matter.
it was
will
not on
someday.
camera.
Speaking of, let's wrap it up with that. All of you guys out there, our Moretako Encounter viewers, throw up a comment on TikTok, Insta, YouTube, wherever you're viewing us, and let us know a movie that you would like us to check out. The four of us will check out this movie.
Yes.
If the
It cannot be on the hub.
it cannot be inappropriate.
It can't be called a flick.
Thank you.
The four of us will check out this movie
Or on Twitter.
and we will do a show about it and we'll analyze it because we are always down for new kinds of cinema. We can be entertained in lots of different things, and especially throw us out quirky stuff that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
I mean,
We've seen a lot of
we've
shit.
seen a lot of stuff. So if you throw out something
Yeah.
interesting that we've never seen before, we're gonna bust out into it.
And please don't pull an NFL. I don't want to buy Peacock again.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Just chicken cock.
I didn't buy that though.
We bought the cock.
I don't know how to end it
Let's cheers.
any other way.
Cheers.
Cheers for Nico's birthday.
Hey, appreciate you
too.
guys.
Happy
Cheers.
birthday.
Happy
Jean.
birthday.
Jean. Cheers.
Jean.
Jean.
Cheers to all of you guys out there. We'll check you guys next time on the Moretako Encounter. Have a good one.